All right, did you hit record?
I did.
Oh, we're recording?
That we are.
Are we live?
That we are.
Are people watching us?
Yes, they are.
Because this is Comics Experiment. Welcome to the show that we film every Thursday right here at the Comicstorian Twitch channel, our podcast network where you get shows every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. This particular one is aired live on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We get together, me, Andy, and Dan, and talk about various things in the comic book world, like the death of Alfred, the Harley Quinn movie, and why Harley Quinn is a bad date. Andy, why is she a bad date?
Because she cray-cray?
That's the answer. You can also catch the show live on our YouTube, where many of you are watching it every Saturday morning when I get around to releasing it, and early access unedited on our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian. Shows like this only exist because of our Patreon and our sponsors. And today, there are no sponsors. So please consider going to our Patreon because we're all about to lose our jobs. Oh, by the way, don't come into work next week.
There.
So I'm just going to throw a couple things in. If you watch it Saturday on YouTube, it's technically not live because it's on twitch.tv/Comicstorian on Thursday.
I said that.
You forgot the Twitch link and mentioned it was live on Saturdays.
No, whatever, Dan, whatever. Twitch, and support this show through Patreon if you do enjoy our discussions about stuff that is happening. Also, don't forget, we do have a ongoing sponsor, affiliate link, GFuel. Go use the code COMICS, get 10% off your order. Get all that crazy energy that I bring to the table. Literally. I don't even know what I was going for.
I don't think anybody does.
No.
So today, we've got one topic we're going to talk about and a secondary topic if it's not long enough. Okay?
Yes.
So basically, we want to talk about the Harley Quinn
always
movie
long
situation, the name change, the outcry, the underperforming opening box office, all these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't go that long, we're going to talk about the death of Alfred and how we felt about the issue, how we felt about what happened with that whole situation, and what could come out of that kind of a thing. Going to be a little bit shorter of an episode, though I seem to say that quite a bit, and then it turns into one of our longest episodes.
It does somehow.
Today, guys, we're going to do a short episode, hour and a half in, and now we're starting our third list.
Justin tells us that when we come in, like, short day, guys, and then it's like 7:30 at night, and he's like, oh, I guess you guys can go home finally.
No, that's the Army. You're mixing this up with the Army.
No, that's how it kind of was originally. It would be like short day, and then it'd be like 5 o'clock, and we're all still here.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
I'm just going to say right now, this is going to blink for some reason, yet I've had it on for 3 hours before we started this to try and prevent that, and it only started doing it now that we're recording.
So it knows.
It knows things.
Damn you.
Damn you.
So in order to fill time, guys, and considering this is a podcast, which means we get to the topic and various other topics, let's open this topic by discussing Dungeons & Dragons. Dan, what is your new character?
I made a tabaxi monk that's a gambling addict and is not friendly with vampires.
Who's friendly with vampires?
My
vampires.
cleric is now.
That's fair, yeah.
To counter his, I'm a buddy to the vampires.
You're a vampire pal.
Vampire's pal.
Yeah.
I have to make rolls between every turn to not stab him in the back.
Nah, you don't have to roll. You can just go do it if you want
Okay,
to.
sweet.
That would be hilarious.
You would.
What
Now
about you, Andy?
Let me change my sheet real quick.
I don't have a new character. I'm the DM. I'm the one who killed all your older characters.
Yeah, thanks, by the way.
No problem.
Andy killed my bard. That's all I got. That's all. Andy killed my bard. I want the internet to know Andy killed my bard.
That you did.
Okay.
And on that note, let's talk about Harley Quinn.
Okay.
This is really awkward.
All right.
We should just jump right into
do
the
it.
topic.
All right, so let's go ahead and spoilers out in the open at this point, because if you've seen it, you're going to see it. If you haven't seen it, well, that's part of the problem right now. We're just going to talk about the movie in general. What did you guys think about the Harley Quinn movie? Or, I'm sorry, the original name, Birds of Prey and the Emancipation Fantabulous...
Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Only one.
This is why they didn't know what tickets to give you. You couldn't say it right.
Well, I since the beginning, and I won't even lie about this, since the beginning the movie was announced, I always just called it the Harley Quinn movie.
All of us were saying it should be Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
I mean, honestly,
in every
90%
podcast.
of the movie is Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
It's a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think of the movie overall? Let's discuss
I thought it
issues
was
later.
Honestly, I thought it wasn't bad. I think it's a lot better than a lot of people are giving it credit for.
Yeah, I would say
but
so.
I don't think it's like the most amazing movie
No.
I've seen.
I would say there's fun parts of it.
Yeah.
Like the action choreography is really good.
Yeah.
I would say, honestly, the plot's a little thin. for what it is. It's
Yeah.
almost like they needed a plot just to throw in the situations.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it was to me. But overall, I did enjoy it. Yeah.
What did you think, Benny?
I actually did. I actually really thought it was. I thought it was a really enjoyable movie. It was a. I can do sentences. It's not like it's my job.
No,
or
take your
anything.
time.
I thought it was a really enjoyable movie because it's not your traditional superhero movie. It is very much her breaking up with the guy. The guy was what protected her in this gang, like mafia style lifestyle, and now she's running off trying to save herself because she doesn't have protection. That's
Yeah.
You know, and I get it's a feminist overtone, but if that's what you're gonna call, like, she literally just broke up with a guy and shows that she can go on her
Right.
own. I didn't consider that to be anything over the top or anything really.
No, it's
Yeah, I
about
wouldn't
it.
say like some people were talking about the feminist overtones and things like that. Well, I don't think they like shove it down your throat or
No.
anything like that.
I
if
feel-
anything, it's just a story about someone that
yeah.
got like broke up. Like,
Yeah.
if,
Yeah, exactly,
if it was
yeah.
a guy that got broken up with, like,
It's
it
a
wouldn't
super
be a
villain breakup movie.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
basically what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I liked that because the idea, you're right, the plot's very thin. She was with the Joker. In the opening, we established the reason she gets away with all the crap she does is because she's with the Joker.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And
No
then
one
just-
wants to mess with him.
Nobody wants to mess with them. And then when they discover that they're not together anymore, everyone now wants to kill Harley Quinn, which kind of makes sense with how crazy she is. Like,
I can see
Oh,
that.
yeah.
yeah.
They're like, finally, we can cut loose.
Yeah. I know there was a
Cut
lot of
her.
outcry, like, oh, it's a female-led movie, so it's feminist overtone. I didn't find that to be like.
No, at no
I
point-
felt
no.
Batwoman shoves it down your throat more so, and I
was-
still enjoy Batwoman.
I was gonna say there are definitely other things that are like that's it's not like a subtle message. It's like we're gonna like because you're a man, you're worse and things like that.
Yeah.
This movie didn't do any of that. Right.
No.
It was just yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people crying about that stuff. I feel like they're either looking hardcore for it,
Oh, they are.
or they didn't even watch the movie and they just see
That
it's
too.
Harley Quinn, you know?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
They see female-led movie and
Right.
automatically think feminism.
I do think the Birds of Prey was. I felt like Harley
lacking.
Quinn. Well, first, they were lacking. I felt like the Birds of Prey element, Huntress and Renee Montoya and Black Canary. Black Canary, I felt, was pretty fleshed out for. She's not like a super
I
deep
thought they
character
did
to
a
begin with.
decent
Yeah,
job
yeah,
of explaining
yeah.
her.
Huntress, I felt was pretty fleshed out. I like the way they did her origin. I wish they would spend more
Yes.
time with her.
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, I think she would have been. That would have been a good.
She
movie.
was a very fun
If they
character.
had done a Birds of Prey movie, like an actual Birds of Prey movie, not
Yeah.
not a Harley Quinn movie that they called a Birds of Prey movie. I think Huntress probably should have been the main character.
Oh, yeah.
And then like Renee Montoya could have been in the city when Huntress shows up and is trying to kill people. You know, that's
Right.
Right.
I think that would have been better for a Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah, because Huntress was good because like her character was so serious, but despite that, with it being a comedy movie, essentially,
yeah.
she had those parts like when she's talking in the mirror of
Yeah.
how she wants to
Yeah,
like. She's like,
it doesn't sound right.
I'm
Yeah.
100. No. Do you know
Or
who
yelling-
I am?
Yelling at people for calling it a bow and arrow. It's
Yeah.
just like it's not a bow and arrow, it's a crossbow.
I'm not 12.
Exactly. And it just worked so well because it was like that awkward humor you would
Yeah,
expect
yeah.
from someone that is so serious that
Right.
you would imagine that someone like that would practice in the mirror.
Right.
But
I mean,
we
I
never
do that every
see
day,
it.
just in case I ever need to go on a murderous rampage.
Well, of course.
The
Or
I thought
vengeance rampage, I should say.
I thought that was a really good. I liked the characters. I liked the way they portrayed it. The problem, I felt like Harley Quinn was the cake.
Well, before that, the one character I would say kind of that
Oh,
I think
Cassandra
we all
Cain
agree
was awful.
was not
That was a
Cass-
waste.
yeah.
Total waste of that character.
Such
Very
a waste of the character.
They didn't even. I don't even know why they.
They could have named her anything
I
else.
think Sal mentioned it or somebody on one of my other shows, but he feels that they used her so they could claim they had a Batgirl, and that was why they used Cassandra Cain because she's.
I don't know,
technically
it
a
was
Batgirl.
awful.
I think it would have been cool if it was like there was a weird behind the scenes plot of kind of like Injustice where she's got a daughter and this is her daughter and it kind of shows the like measurement of okay, well she knows it's her daughter, she wants to be good, but at the same time
Oh, I
she's
see,
been
like, it's
evil this whole
secretly
time.
Harley's daughter or something
yeah,
like that.
something
Yeah,
like
I
that
see,
because
yeah.
then it would explain or it would kind of add a little bit more heartfeltness to
Yeah, I can see
like
that.
their bonding time
Yeah.
without her knowing and
Right,
that'd be a
right.
cool way to do it, but yeah, it was a waste of Cassandra Cain.
Yeah.
And no, it
Didn't like it.
In
It
my
definitely
opinion.
was. Well, I was going to bring up Cassandra Cain, but what I feel like with the Birds of Prey, Cassandra Cain, I felt like they made the Harley movie. The Harley movie was only like 45 minutes to 50 minutes, so they threw what?
Like they finished and we're like, crap, we got like less than an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And they threw the Birds of Prey in almost like the icing on the cake. Like Harley's the meat of the meal, and then the Birds of Prey are like, oh, we need to do something.
Birds of Prey on the
Right.
sides.
Yeah. Because that's how I felt it was. Because I even said it like without. I mean, we already said there's gonna be partially spoilers in here, but she doesn't even come together with the Birds of Prey till the final.
Literally
scenes.
lasts like 15 minutes.
Yeah, like it's not like they all come together or they work together or they split up.
Should we move this?
No, it's fine.
Because I'm in splash zone.
bro. Don't worry about it.
And I feel like that's my biggest problem with the Birds of Prey. They weren't incorporated into the Harley Quinn story.
Yeah, seriously, can you please at least pop that on?
There you go.
There we go.
But they weren't really. They had their own stories going on, which on one hand was good because they got to see what Huntress is doing, get her backstory. With Black Canary, Renee Montoya had a whole thing going on with Harley Quinn kind of narrating it, which I also found interesting that she was narrating it, but she barely knew them. And then at the end of the movie, where you would assume they all became friends and learned each other's backstories,
She doesn't.
Harley Quinn leaves.
Well, because I mean that's just the Harley Quinn thing. It's like the Deadpool thing where they're just narrating the whole movie
Right.
to the audience, who they acknowledge at some point.
But they only acknowledge them
like twice in the whole movie.
at the very beginning and then again at the very end.
But no, I felt like it was all of the characters in the Birds of Prey I wanted to see more of.
Yes.
Except maybe Renee Montoya. But I've always been bored by her.
I
anyway.
felt like of all of them, they went very heavy into Renee Montoya.
They did, and I didn't find her interesting at all. She was passed over for her promotion. Her partner took all the credit, and she was trying to catch Harley Quinn, and then they kicked her off the force, and I'm like, nah, I care more about Huntress. Huntress I found the most interesting.
Yeah.
Black Canary was definitely interesting, and Renee Montoya was just there.
Right.
Oh no, you know what? Renee Montoya is definitely more interesting than Cassandra Cain.
Yeah.
Cassandra Cain was just there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wasn't even Cassandra Cain.
What a waste of Cassandra
I
Cain.
know, that was
really
the first
could
thing I
named
did.
it
I
anyone.
turned to him and I was like, that was a waste of Cassandra Cain.
Yep.
Because you could have named that girl anything.
Yeah. I mean, she was just a pickpocket.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like there was anything too special about her, but
Yeah.
They didn't even like hint at a deeper story with Cassandra Cain that we
Her
she's
father
a-
was secretly an assassin.
yeah, the only
How
thing
do
they
you know
went
how
into
to fight 12-year-old? Oh, well.
like that was the only thing they went into with her backstory was foster child.
Yep.
And the foster parents did not want her.
Yeah.
That
And
was
they left it wide
backstory.
open with no real like they didn't. It wasn't like in the sequel we're gonna see what about Orphan. You know, it was weird.
right.
But
It
yeah,
would have been cool if she called herself an orphan because she never actually said orphan.
you know, Harley, I'm nothing more than a orphan.
And Harley's just like, ooh, that's a good nickname.
Yeah,
It would have worked.
Yeah, it would have been good. Yeah.
I did like Bruce the little nod to
hyena.
Bud and Lou.
Yeah.
The Bruce the hyena, that was fun.
yep.
But no, I thought the movie was great, and my biggest complaints were the waste of the Birds of Prey, waste of Cassandra Cain, and I don't like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. I just don't like the way she does it in general, but I
Right.
didn't like it in Suicide Squad either. So it's
I mean,
not like,
generally, I think she's not a bad Harley, honestly.
Yeah.
but I feel like there could be so much better Harleys.
I feel
Name one.
All the cartoon ones.
I feel
That's a
like
little
like
I'm not wrong though, am I?
I feel like as a character, she did a good job as Harley Quinn, but I don't think I was a fan of this Harley Quinn.
I was gonna say, I think she did a good version of this Harley Quinn.
Yeah, because
it is a different version than the comic books or the.
and there's
the-
comic book versions that I don't enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But there are other versions
Old Lady
I do
Harley.
enjoy, and yeah, exactly. Like there's
Yeah.
just stuff like that, and I think she did a good job at what she wanted Harley Quinn to be, but I was not a fan of the Harley Quinn she wanted it to be.
I will, and I said this, I think this was the second thing I said to you in the movie theater was that this movie is the hot topic version of all these characters.
Yes.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
The dance club version
It's the
of all
dance
of them.
club version of all these characters. So if you don't like that,
Well, let's
you're
go.
not going to like these characters.
Let's talk about that for a minute because
Okay.
we're eventually going to get to the title being one of the big issues that we feel that the movie. So
and the villains, because I was.
long
I
story
wanna
short, the
mention them.
movie didn't bomb like everyone's stating.
Yes,
but it
everybody's
didn't
saying-
do well.
It didn't do well in its opening weekend. No.
Right, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's because it's feminist, or it's because of the name, or
Right.
it's because of the marketing."
The biggest reason I saw was because of men.
Yeah, I saw that argument.
I was like, but I went and saw it, so
Right.
I mean, I guess
Yeah, our whole group was a bunch of men going to see it.
Right. I think a lot of the online arguments with the successful, whether or not it's successful or not, is a lot of people doing it in very different, like metrics.
Sure,
Like
yeah,
in
yeah.
terms of number of sales, No, it did not do well. In terms of the amount it made compared to how much it cost to make it, yeah, it did well. And
I don't
think
actually know how much it cost to make it.
it was only like 87 mil or something like that, and
it was
made
much
more
higher than Joker.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And Joker crushed.
But it still made money in terms of how much was put into it.
Yeah, I got you.
And that I would consider a success, but in terms of people that went to see it,
Right.
no, I would not consider
Yeah.
it a success.
I'd say it was getting really good reviews. I know that.
Yeah, that's just it. It's if you look into it, it got amazing reviews on Rotten Tomatoes by user ratings. It got amazing reviews by critic ratings.
Yeah.
IMDb, when I last looked at it, was still at a 7. Not as high as Rotten Tomatoes, but IMDb had like 27,000 reviews to aggregate.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Everywhere across the board, it's above average.
Yeah.
Like, depending on where you're going, what you're doing, it's not like people who have seen it. I've yet to meet anyone who has actually seen the movie and said, "Oh, I really hated it." You know,
Yeah.
Everyone who's seen it has typically gone, "It was an okay movie," or really enjoyed the movie.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I've yet to meet anyone who literally just comes in and goes, "I saw the movie and thought it was the biggest piece of trash I've
Worse
ever seen."
than Suicide Squad.
That's impossible. But
Oh, damn.
I think the reviews are kind of like going into that. Now, it's not to say if you go see this movie, you're not going to. You may dislike it. That's just the nature of it.
That's the nature of movies.
Yeah, it is. But
general.
Yeah.
across the board, it seems to be getting pretty rave reviews. People are enjoying it. And one of the reasons, and I agree with this, it didn't feel like a superhero movie. And maybe that was part of the problem, and that's what I wanted to go into with the marketing, because like you said, it was the hot topic version of the characters.
Yes.
Until that movie. Now, bear in mind, I've seen the trailers, okay?
The trailers were awful.
They were awful. And this is what
Yes,
I'm saying.
I will
I've
say that.
seen the trailers. We have literally been on the marketing campaign for Harley Quinn to the point where we were supposed to go to that thing in December, and I just had too much
we
going on. I
almost
had to
went to
cancel it. We knew all the marketing. I did not know the plot to this movie until I was watching it.
Yeah.
I did not know that the movie's plot was she had broken up with Joker and everyone was trying to kill her. I knew this was going to involve her breaking up with the Joker.
Right.
But I didn't know the actual plot was basically a chase movie of Catch Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically what this boils down to. It's a chase movie where they're trying to catch this one woman because she's annoying.
And or did something very cruel
Or, yeah, I
to
was
them
going to say,
in the
or
past.
did something to them there.
Yeah.
That was a big part of the movie.
I mean, there's a whole like 20-minute segment where everywhere she turns, it's a new bad guy that you didn't know that
Yep.
she.
And
she
then
had
they show
wrong-
you why, how she wronged them.
Yeah, and it's.
I like the ones where she didn't know how she wronged them.
Yeah, it's just
I don't even know what I did to this person.
I like the ones where it was the Joker. Like
Oh,
the,
yeah,
like
but
the
she was
tattooed
there.
face.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
was there.
I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
But you dared him.
That's right. You dared him. I forgot about that.
Joker was 55 million. I think I may have said 10 million. I know. I remember. I keep thinking 10 million.
Right.
Some movie was 10 million and made a ton of money. I don't
Made
remember.
$5.
It was Endgame. Endgame was only 10 million.
That's true. And that was just Tony Stark's paycheck.
I know, seriously.
Which weird side story on that one, though. It has now broken the record for highest grossing film that won 0 Oscars.
I know. Yeah.
I'm not
That's just
surprised
because
that-
I stand by my statement. Endgame was a great finale to 10 years of Marvel.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
horrendous solo movie.
Oh, it was. Yeah. It was only nominated for 1, I believe. For 1 award.
Because if you, and it's impossible for anybody watching this or listening to this podcast to watch Endgame from this point of view, because everyone who knows who we are likes comics in the MCU.
Yeah.
I really doubt
Most
anyone's
of
going to
them.
randomly stumble on us on Spotify and be like, "Comics Experiment."
The hell's a comic?
Yeah, what's a comic?
Interesting.
But if you try to watch just Endgame,
Right, if you hadn't watched any of the other
And you had no-
18,000 MCU movies.
and you had no knowledge on
Right, had never
Seen
seen
a
a comic book, wandered into a toy aisle,
Endgame,
Opened your eyes in
been out on
public.
Halloween in the last 10 years.
Endgame would be the worst movie you've ever seen
Yeah,
because it doesn't.
probably, yeah.
Nothing. You don't know
I
what's
mean,
going
it's
on.
still cool, a lot of explosions.
Oh, yeah.
and
It was a
stuff,
great...
yeah.
Which makes sense that the one it got nominated for was visual effects.
That would make sense, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, I loved Endgame. I did, and it's an amazing, like, ending to the whole thing.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Ben hated Endgame.
He hated it.
I've been saying that since it came out. Everyone's like, "What do you mean you don't like it?" I love my. I know this is a tangent, but this is what the show's known for. I love the counter argument.
You
No.
You are known for.
Dylan, who's our editor, Dylan is he likes to counter argument my argument about Endgame being a crappy standalone movie with no one would see it unless they've seen the MCU.
I also agree with that. At no point, I think we made a joke about that. How like Phyllis and one of the old people we came up with were like, "What is this Endgame movie?
Yeah,
let's go."
And I agree with that, but it doesn't make it a good standalone movie.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
It's just the audience that's going to go see it knows what they're getting.
The fact that you have to start it off with no one would see it if they had not seen the others kind of explains that you have to see the others.
That's just it. Yeah. No one's going to go, Avengers Endgame. Come on, Phyllis.
Let's go.
The Avengers. I remember that British detective group.
This is the first time we've been to the movies in 30 years.
Anyway, back to Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Oh yes, Harley Quinn. Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't even remember how I got on the Endgame.
I don't know.
Either.
It was something about the budget. And I was making a joke.
Yeah, the budget was like that was another. Anyway.
It was a tangent on a tangent.
Oh no, we were talking about the marketing.
Marketing.
So anyway, what I'm getting at, and I feel like name aside, women-led. Because guys, I hate to break it to you, DC considers Harley Quinn the fourth pinnacle of DC. That's not because no one likes her. Okay, let me just paint a picture for you. It's because she sells things. Now, keep in mind, Marvel has been trying to make a Wonder Woman or Harley Quinn for how long now?
The problem is they keep pushing Captain Marvel.
That's exactly my point.
Who has the personality of a post of wood.
And has done so many things that just make people go, I don't like the character. That pretty much killed Tony Stark and then does not apologize for it.
She was a better character when she was Miss Marvel, honestly.
Yeah. But that's what I'm getting at. Like
the captain title went to her head.
Yeah, man, that's what it is.
I love people that are like, oh, they just made a feminist agenda movie with Harley Quinn. Like, they made Wonder Woman. Like, it's because these two female characters will sell toys and outfits and costumes. Harley Quinn has been a pop. Your wife is dressed up as Harley Quinn like 9 Halloweens in a row.
I think it was 2, but I see where he's going with the argument.
My argument is that Harley Quinn, regardless of this movie, has been a pinnacle of DC since the animated series. Everyone knows who Harley Quinn is. We've all enjoyed her. And all DC has done has been putting more and more Harley Quinn into things.
I mean, another great example is go to any con and one of the most cosplayed character is Harley Quinn.
If you Google Batman Arkham, anything, immediately after finding Batman, you find Nurse Harley.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the second search that always comes up on Arkham games.
Yeah.
Like, Harley Quinn is not some nobody that WB and DC are like, maybe we could make something out of this. Like a very feminist movie.
Are people going to know who she is?
What they've been trying to do is it's well known that Harley Quinn and Joker is a very abusive relationship.
Yes,
and
that is how they started out, yes.
Yeah, and ever since the New 52, they're trying to break her away from that so that she's not just Joker's girlfriend.
Which they've done a great job in the comics.
They were trying to do that before the New 52. The New 52 is when they were like, this is it, we're doing it. Like, she's moved away from him, and then she comes back. But the New 52 was like, that's it, we're splitting her, we're going to make her own thing, and call it good.
And that was the Suicide Squad Deadshot thing and all that crap. And that was 9 years ago. So this isn't even like a recent turn they're trying to do. New 52 dropped in 2011.
Yeah, I was trying to think. It has been about 9 years.
Yeah, 9 years they've been making a very conscientious push to she is breaking off from the Joker and the abusive relationship.
Right.
So I don't think that the problem is it's a feminist-led movie. I don't think that's the issue at all. I think I will
make a quick comment on
that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
None of us really are feminists, so for all we know, it could be. Like, there could be a point that we just don't know because we're not a part of that community. And I want to say that because I don't want to offend anyone that is like, no, there was something that was heavily behind it, and we just don't know.
I agree. And I don't say that the female-led overtones are completely void from it.
Yeah.
She is trying to show that she can survive without her boyfriend. That's the point of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's... But people are using the argument, and this is where I'm trying to get with this. That
yes, I just wanted that caveat.
Being a feminist movie, that is why it tanked. I don't consider it one.
No.
Any more so than a standard movie. Like...
Yeah.
The marketing, I think, is the big issue, is what I'm getting at.
No, it incredibly was. The marketing and the name.
Because
that's what I would say.
Marketing and the name, I think, were the biggest issues. The comic book guy, didn't know what this movie was about outside of Harley Quinn's in it with some form of the Birds of Prey.
Yeah, when I saw I saw 2 of the trailers that came out, there might have been more. both times I was like, it looks to me like the movie doesn't know what it wants to be. Like it had the similar to me as like the Suicide Squad movies, where it was like it couldn't figure out if it was going to be this dark, edgy movie or jokey or artsy fartsy, especially with the Harley Quinn because they had the weird like music over the trailer and things like that.
Yep.
And it was like
a lot of flashing lights.
Yeah, I was like,
the very first trailer was just them all in costumes.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know what the point of this movie is supposed to be. And then the name did not help at all because even my wife, who knows and likes Harley Quinn, was like, why is it called Birds of Prey?
Yeah.
Why isn't it called Harley Quinn? And I was like, all right, well, in the comic book, it's Birds of Prey.
Also,
that was a team that Harley wasn't on, but that's beside the point. I don't want to go into that.
One thing I was surprised with the marketing after seeing the movie is the entire intro for the movie could have been the trailer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, and then just spliced in between just shots of the actual movie, so you know it's not all cartoon. But that intro to the movie, I was like, instantly, I was like, okay, now I have a decent idea of what's going on.
That pretty much would have set you up for the movie if they put that in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I get it.
The problem with the marketing, like in general, though, like you said, the hot topic versions of the characters. So even though there was the Black Canary costume, which I thought was fine, didn't look like Black Canary.
No, it didn't look like her at all. No.
Huntress wasn't a purple outfit with a cape.
Yep. It looks sort of like her at the end in the last 5
little
seconds.
bit, yeah.
But it's still not like a blatantly purple.
No.
The mask was there and things like that.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn didn't have any traditional Harley Quinn outfit. She had like all the...
She was going to a dance party.
Yeah. And the only real outfits you saw was towards the end when they're going through her old stash.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she pulled out the old stash stuff. What I kind of wish they'd worn at least one of the costumes for an extended period of time.
Sure, yeah.
Either that or I'm still sad that they didn't do it when at the end like all the masked people showed up. That one of them
had their own costume.
Well, no, that one of them did not have the questions mask for Renee to just simply at some point see and kind of comment
we don't want
on
you
it.
to know a cop is here or something. Here, put this on.
Or not even put it on, just like an Easter egg of her noticing it and being like, huh. Yeah, but she does wear the like simple just white.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Renee Montoya actually is not just some random cop they threw into this. Renee Montoya is a cop in Gotham for a very long time. I forget why, but Vic Sage, the question, passes it on.
Yeah, she becomes the question.
Yeah.
I don't remember he died or just passed it on to her.
I honestly don't remember. It was a long time ago.
A big part of her character is her relationship with Batwoman.
Right, then she becomes, she starts dating Batwoman.
Yeah.
And that becomes a whole thing too in the comics.
That
Renee
and her
Montoya
alcoholism.
In the comics right now, Renee is not the question. Is the question even around right now?
I don't think it is.
Renee's around because she's dating Batwoman again.
Yeah. I think Vic Sage is back to being the question.
Is he?
I think so.
He's not. There was a new question in that weird Trinity thing they were doing
I don't remember exactly.
during Trinity War.
Yeah.
And that just kind of went away. Like it was Pandora,
As they
the
always
question,
do.
and Phantom Stranger.
Yeah.
Like, we're bringing these characters back. We will never talk about them again.
Or turn them into Dr. Manhattan.
Or turn them into Dr. Manhattan.
So yeah, I definitely think the trailers are bad, and not having anyone in a traditional costume also makes you go, "What am I watching?" From those trailers.
Sure, yeah.
Definitely did not help with it. I also feel like they didn't, as much as I want to say I saw it everywhere, I didn't see nearly as much as even like Shazam. Like I felt like they were kind of going light on pushing it out there, so it was confusing marketing and kind of light on the marketing.
Yeah.
Even the posters which showed Harley Quinn, one, she wasn't in a traditional Harley Quinn outfit, so if you didn't recognize Margot Robbie from Suicide Squad. Like, you were just like, what is this? Because she was in that yellow jumpsuit on the cover.
Yeah.
And it said Birds of Prey, and then in chicken scratch under it, it was the Harley Quinn line.
In a weird color, too, that made it hard to read.
So I think that right there was an issue. The title, I tweeted this multiple times. I feel like the Birds of Prey, to me, sounds like a very crappy horror movie about birds that prey.
It's an off-brand Bird Box or whatever.
It's an off-brand Alfred Hitchcock sequel.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I like it.
Birds.
If you don't know who the Birds of Prey are, and then if you do know who the Birds of Prey are, you're not thinking
Harley Quinn. Yeah,
you're thinking Batgirl. So it's the Batgirl movie.
Oh man, they came out with a Batgirl movie.
Right.
Well, so I mean, she's in this movie, Cassandra Cain. No, she wasn't. You try to at me. I don't have anything for you to at me at.
So no, the movie that I don't know how this movie got as far along as it did because they've immediately changed the name, which makes
Yes,
you go,
it's
okay,
not-
someone.
It's not like an official. They didn't change the name of the movie. There's not like a new title card, but they did. Theaters are now putting it as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Instead of Birds of Prey.
That's what. I didn't know that they officially changed it. All I knew was there were movie theaters that were like, it's not selling.
Yeah.
We're swapping it.
Yeah,
Harley Quinn is the first word that you see because that's the one people recognize and that they'll go to.
Yeah.
It was WB put out a statement requesting
Okay, they did.
all of the theaters to change the name from Birds of Prey to Harley Quinn Birds of Prey. They, as far as I know, as of yesterday, they've not made a statement as to their actual reasoning why. But I think we can all kind of figure
We
it
all
out.
know.
Yeah, we can all kind of figure that one out.
We know why.
We know why.
So I think it's a combination of bad marketing. Because as much as people want to say the movie's bad, even if you disliked it, the movie's getting good reviews.
Yeah.
Overall, I enjoyed it.
It's not a bad movie. You just did not like it.
Yeah.
That's
What I'm saying is we can't. This isn't a situation of Suicide Squad. You know what I mean?
Where a
it's
lot
like,
of people are like, no, it was just a bad
Suicide Squad was a crap movie. No one liked it.
It had like 4 good scenes.
I was gonna say I liked small.
There was
bits
like
of
small
it,
bits of it that were good, and then it was like
and then
it's
it got
wrapped up
drowned
in
out by
crap.
the rest of it.
Or even the Batman v Superman argument, where everyone's like, some people like it, some people hate
Half
it.
of that
Yeah.
movie was great.
The other half was in the director's cut on DVD.
But what I'm saying is, like, it's not even like in those boats. It's pretty much in the line of Shazam, where everyone's like, oh no, I like it. It's pretty good. Or at least going, it was all right. I didn't mind it. You know, it was a good popcorn flick.
Yeah.
So that I don't think that's the issue. I think it's the marketing, which
Yeah.
did not line up with it, and I think it's the titling. Those are the two most obvious ones.
The titling is the biggest one because every time that we did talk about this before the movie came out, at least one person would make the comment of it should be called Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Which was usually me, I think. I just called it the Harley Quinn movie.
That's
I'm like,
what I
oh,
think
why
it's
don't I just call it
That
that?
is literally what we've been calling it now
Yeah.
for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And the whole time Andy's been like, I don't want to see that.
And, you know, and to make it even more confusing for people, they also just brought in the Birds of Prey on the Arrow show.
That is true.
At the exact same time.
Aren't they doing their own Birds of Prey
And they're
show?
doing
Okay,
the
wait a
Birds
minute.
of Prey show.
Yeah.
This is the corporation.
And that Birds of Prey team is different than the normal Birds of Prey
Yeah.
team and different from the movie Birds of Prey team.
Yeah.
Well, that's not confusing.
So wait a minute. This is the company that was like, you cannot use Batman as Superman ever on TV because it'll confuse people.
Now we've got Superman on TV. We've got 8 versions of Birds of Prey.
Well, I was gonna say, so now that the veto on that is gone and you can use the big names on TV and movies, they're like, oh, people will know the difference. Their answer was, take the Birds of Prey everywhere.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Marvel's like, if we're doing something in a movie, everything else will line up with it. Even if we have to cancel fan favorite shows.
Like which one?
Spectacular Spider-Man. And Avengers Assemble.
Yeah. Andy's been doing research for those what happened to see to make sure.
And that's generally why they do that, because they're like, we want everything to at least line up with the team you will see on the big screen.
Right.
Or the type of character you like with Spider-Man, the type of character you will see on the big screen.
Yeah. That's fair.
Okay, looking at our Twitch chat, because this is aired live on Twitch. Pector the Inspector says that Renee Montoya is the question again in Lois Lane along with Vic.
That is right, yes. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
I have not. I've read the first issue of Lois Lane and I read Leviathan, but yes, there was a question.
Yeah, she was
there.
running around
makes
there. She
sense.
was like her investigative.
That would be a
side.
good. That is the appropriate comment.
I could
comment
see
to
that,
put her.
yeah.
Yeah, I've not been reading the new Lois Lane book. I do want to read that Superman Heroes, but Superman Heroes dropped, and that's how everyone feels about his reveal.
You know how I feel about it?
Not great.
Was that right there? Because that'll go away.
Was that just well timed?
That was actually just really well timed. Because that will just go away.
I'm
All
not
of
a
these
fan
things.
of
That's
that.
like Alfred dying. Alfred will be back. Don't worry about it too
Right.
much.
And we're going to talk more about that next week, the actual
Julia.
death of Alfred stuff.
Kind of hoping Julia.
But I think there's not much more to go over in the Harley Quinn topic. Do you think so?
Harley Quinn
Not
movie,
really.
good. Marketing, bad.
Yeah.
Marketing's horrendous. That's the
Marketing
biggest
and
issue.
title.
Yeah.
I want to stress the title.
Yeah,
because
the title's
the
not
title
good,
was
yeah.
just. It was just one that I think had so much backlash before it even came out that they should have taken that.
Yeah, it's just,
Okay,
it
hold on.
wasn't a good
Let's also comment on something else. Why link this to Suicide Squad at all?
Well, I mean, they have to do that in the same way that Aquaman sort of mentioned Justice League.
Right. I feel
It's still the same character. It's the same actor/actress. it's still sort of set in the same DC universe. I mean, you have to make some reference.
I feel like a way to make it okay related to that would have been in the trailers showing that it is about her breaking up with that Joker, because then you would at least go, okay, so it's the same Harley Quinn. It was the same Joker. I have at least a general idea of this character, because it also made sense that, like we were saying, it explained why she was able to fight as well as she does. Because she was on the Suicide Squad where she was trained to fight.
Yep.
And like, so it did give it that reasoning. But yeah, the fact that they did not give any reason in the trailers or the marketing or the movie.
I just thought of a better trailer while you were describing that.
Oh, okay.
Taking your idea. I'm not going to say it's a better idea because I'm taking your idea.
You already did, but
and making it better.
No. I'm saying I have an idea for a trailer.
I know, but you said a better trailer.
You did, actually.
Than the ones that exist, not the one he's talking about.
Just saying, the way you made it sound.
Where you said her narrating like the opening?
Yeah.
No, you literally just have her narrate, like you said, but you have her simply say the line, what would happen if I broke up with the Joker? Cut to the scene of Black Mask being like, get me Harley Quinn! And then you just have them going on, like showing explosions and her running away.
Right.
Explosion.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, that would have told you the movie.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
that is a great thing to bring up, because I do want to talk about it. The villains.
Oh, yeah, Black Mask and Zaz.
I loved them, but I feel like they didn't go into certain parts of those characters to explain them a bit more, because
I think
the mask.
I think Black Mask was decent.
I like you.
Ewan McGregor is fantastic.
Why
Let's
do we
be
both
honest.
get the accent for that? You started me doing
I was
it.
going to say, you stole that from me.
Obi-Wan was a great
Obi-Wan
Black
was
Mask.
fantastic. I
liked Zaz.
I think
I liked
Zaz
it.
could have been better, honestly.
Do you?
I think because it didn't seem like Zaz to me, other than at the end where he's like, I have scars. But then it was like a throwaway line.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Zaz is kind of a throwaway villain.
Yeah, but he
Well,
didn't
true.
seem like Zaz until that point.
I
Okay.
felt like they should have made him seem more like Zaz instead of a meth addict.
Yeah,
that is
honestly,
trying to just stay in good with his dealer.
Yeah.
It seemed
that's
to me,
kind of what
it was like
felt
Cassandra Cain to me. It was just like a different character that they happen to have the name.
Right.
Well, I actually Alibaba on our chat here brought up that were Black Mask and Victor Zaz gay. That is something that's been going around because of how they portray.
They never say it explicitly in
say
the
it.
movie.
No,
I actually didn't even get that vibe entirely.
not at all.
there
I
was
got
a couple of scenes where I could have seen it. I can see the undertones.
Well,
so.
what I got the vibe was Black Mask was just kind of more flamboyant.
Sure, yeah.
It just because he liked the fancy colors
Yeah,
and all those other
right.
things. And Zaz basically was overprotective of his boss. To the extent of like, I'm just the super protective bodyguard. I never got the feeling like
they weren't hugging.
Are they gonna kiss?
Yeah.
You know, like
I felt like if they
Comes
had
out of nowhere.
they had
like right at the end.
they just
he's on the ground. They're like, let me take your mask off.
you see these scars.
We're like,
I felt like it.
all right, I
had,
guess it's not undertones anymore.
it had more of a almost Batman and Robin evil dynamic.
I can see that.
Kind of, yeah.
Like there was the underling that wanted to please and earn the approval and not want to share the spotlight with other people of
Right,
their
yeah.
boss. And the other one taking the lead, doing what they do, but using the assets that they've got. And that's kind of what it felt like, because at no point did I go, oh man, are they going to hook up? Or, oh man, they must be in a relationship. No, it was just, oh, hey, look, they work together. He wants to do this, so he has him do this for him, because like it was just one of those, but did not feel like a gay thing at all.
Yep. No, you're good. The way you're describing it just made me giggle. That's all.
I don't know why
I have
you
nothing
giggled.
against. I have nothing against you at all.
It was just a weird silence there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Like I said, there were certain scenes I could kind of see where people were like, "Were they gay? Were they not gay?"
Right.
That sort of thing. But
I feel like that was a
they
part
don't
of
make out in the movie.
I feel like those are part of the people that are really looking for the feminist overtones. Like
Oh,
yes,
well, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
there's a behind it. There's a message. You know, female empowerment. You don't need a boyfriend. But I feel like just like that, people are
You do.
looking. Yeah, you do. You need a boyfriend.
You need a boyfriend.
But just like you could easily read into a lot of things if you really wanted to on that aspect. I feel like the same thing with the Black Mask and
Yeah,
Victor
sure,
Zsasz
yeah,
relationship.
yeah.
You could take it and go, oh, they've got to be gay for each other, or you could say he's very overprotective.
For each other. I like when you say for each other. I don't know why it makes it sound funnier.
I'm just saying, like, I've seen the argument go either way. I'm just saying you could easily find anything you want if you're looking for it, and if that's what people are looking for.
yeah.
Are they gay? No, gay for each other. Though. what? Doesn't make any sense.
That just reminds me of Archer, where like he meets up with his old friend and he's like, well, I'm not gay for men, but I might be gay for you. But the other one that you kept bringing up about Black Mask was the absolutely zero mention as to why he wore the black mask.
Because it looked cool.
Okay. Black Mask's reason behind the black mask is so simple.
Yeah.
A throwaway line would have made it work.
Yes.
If all these clowns are going to take over Gotham, I'll become
one myself.
That's literally his reasoning.
If you can't beat him, join him.
That's what I mean. That's all you got to say.
Why do you have an airsoft mask? He's like, I have to play airsoft on the weekend.
It blows my mind that we got like 45 seconds or whatever, full origin of Huntress. We got a full background of Renee Montoya. We got full background on all the villains and every character that
And he didn't say something about the mask?
He didn't even ask it because he opens it up to look at it. You could easily go, I'll join him.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I get it. Like, there's no super deep origin in any comic book. It's not like, oh, in this issue, we learned that Black Mask actually got it because his dad wore it while his mom was being murdered. And no, it's literally him
By
going.
him. Why else would he be wearing a scary skull mask?
But what I'm saying is, there is no elaborate origin to the mask.
The only one I know of wasn't it in Teen Titans where they were implying that was actually his head?
I think at some point it is supposed to be his head.
Yeah.
And
And that's the only one
They
where
tried that
he-
briefly.
Yeah,
where
something
it-
happens where that's actually
Thank
his
goodness
face.
that
No,
was gotten
what-
rid of
the
fast.
only-
Then it's just Red Skull, but it's black.
It's Red Skull that stayed out in the sun too long.
As far as I know, the only time that they've tried to change up the Black Mask origin,
Right.
it's plastic melted to his face or something like that.
okay.
That's what it is. I think they tried
So
to
he was out
Ooh.
airsofting.
Okay, that would actually be cool if they made it like he wore it because of like the Joker and stuff, and then the Joker got pissed and then melted it to his face.
That would have been cool.
It was something along those lines, like that it was like that kind of, like a Two-Face kind of thing.
Right.
And I think they got rid of it because it was too close to like Two-Face.
Right.
You know, like, oh, he's permanently like this now. Oh, that's a whole villain. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, we got one of those already. Hold on.
One face, two face, red face, black face.
No,
that sounded bad.
no, we're
Yeah,
not
it
doing
did sound
it.
wrong. Yeah.
I was going with Red Skull and Black Skull,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
when it came out.
When
There's
more
a reason
racial.
it's called
Yeah, I'm
Black
sorry.
Mask, not Black Face.
Yeah, but
Could you
it didn't rhyme.
Could you imagine that? Oh no, it's blackface.
They had to change it in the 50s.
The problem
There's
was
a whole thing.
Skull and Mask just didn't rhyme.
I know, I understand.
And I was Dr. Seussing it up.
I get it.
If anything, Dr. Seuss is... No, I'm just kidding. All
Anybody
right.
should be blamed for this.
Damn you, Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
All right, so
That got awkward.
well, going past that.
Yeah, let's just steer right past that one and keep
Stand
going.
it in habit.
Yeah.
I like one of our chats over here. Hollow Shinobi says he just walked into Hot Topic and got the mask off the.
Yeah.
He's like, well, if everybody else is dressing up.
That's a little too flashy.
Yeah.
That
He was
one they might
Well,
see
he was
me in
all
the
about the
dark.
flashing.
He was walking through his mall and he's like, "Is this where they all get their clothes?" At a Hot Topic, and then we just have like a weird 3-minute segment of like a montage
That
of
would
him shopping.
Be awesome if they had a Gotham City store that was essentially Hot Topic, but it was for supervillains to get their costume.
Goth topic.
Goth Topic.
Somebody needs to put that in the comic.
I would love
book.
that.
We got Joker fries and
Yeah,
Bat
that's what
Burger.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why they don't do
Do you
that.
want us to Jokerize that for you? No.
Doused in chemicals.
All right. Well,
This got weird.
I guess we definitely talked about this long enough to make it a full episode.
Yes, we
We
did.
always do. I
I
don't know
know.
why you always make it sound like we're not. It's like,
Yeah.
well, we'll probably be done with that in about 10 minutes.
I'm just
And then 6 hours later.
at the end of the day, I think we all enjoyed it enough that I would recommend the movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would definitely
If you are looking for a movie about a woman who breaks up with her boyfriend and goes on crazy hijinks as everyone tries to kill her, that is basically the Harley Quinn movie. And that's what it is. If you're looking for a movie involving the Birds of Prey, not this movie, sadly.
No.
If you're looking for a
It's
movie...
in the Arrow show.
Yeah, it's in the Arrow show.
I would put it as not the best DC movie, definitely not the worst DC movie either.
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
no, it's definitely not the worst.
Middle of the road.
Yeah,
I thought it was a pretty enjoyable movie. I didn't find any large overtones in any direction. I just felt that they made a fun movie that was very Hot Topic focused.
Yeah.
I havened been in Hot Topic since the movie came out. I got a feeling there's a whole section on Harley Quinn.
I would assume now.
Yeah.
probably.
I mean, it's been there since Suicide Squad. So
That's true.
This is very true.
That's a good point.
The daddy's little girl outfit, I think
Monster.
it is.
Daddy's little monster.
Oh, that was it?
That's
Yeah.
what it was
Monster.
for Suicide Squad.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would recommend it. I would say don't go see it if you're looking for Birds of Prey.
No.
If you're looking for the over-the-top action superhero movie.
No.
If you liked the vibe of like Shazam, where it's just its own standalone kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, other than they kind of mentioned Batman and Joker and things like, obviously Joker.
They mentioned Batman once.
They mentioned
Joker got mentioned a bunch, but that was the
Makes
plot.
sense, yeah,
Her
yeah.
breaking up with the Joker. The only problem I had with that, with the mentions of the Joker, was I wish we even got like some form of a flashback, just because he was referenced so many
Right.
They
times.
literally could have flashback when she's falling into the vat of
Something.
just him pushing her.
Take some of
That
those,
little- or
take
like
some of
something
those
like
deleted
that.
scenes out of the Suicide
Yeah,
Squad
exactly.
special edition. Yeah,
Exactly.
That would have worked.
Yeah. I guess
It
next
really
week
would've.
we'll talk about the death of Alfred.
He's coming back. Don't worry
Death
about it.
Metal, which is the new event coming out from Scott Center. If you don't know, I'm going to mention it here. Are you guys excited about Death Metal?
Hell yeah.
I feel like the reason why Justice League got cut short and ended at 40 is because they're just going to wrap it all up in
Let's
Death
just
Metal.
do death metal.
Yeah.
There's just Greg
I'm
Capullo.
And
like
Scott
every
Snyder.
time he'd poke around, like, hey guys, death metal? Huh? No? Yeah.
I do like how every time that they're like, Last Night on Earth, the last outing of Scott Snyder and
Yeah,
Greg Capullo.
man. How many times are we going to hear the final project from Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder?
It's like those
Somebody even
bands
said,
that do
like-
the reunion tours every single
Well,
year.
yeah,
It's like
I saw because I follow Greg Capullo on Instagram, and somebody had said, "Oh, so I guess Last Night on Earth wasn't your last Batman project or something like that." And he goes, "No, it was like wasn't your last project with Scott Snyder." And he goes, "No, that was our last Batman project." He's like, "This is not Batman centric."
I mean, that's fair.
I mean,
He's got a point.
Yeah, he's got him there.
He's got
with
a
his,
point.
legal
We've got-
mumbo jumbo.
But I do feel like, because the year of the villain now, we've got all that in full swing.
Hellrisen.
Which is really good. I'm really enjoying what they're doing at that.
It is actually pretty good.
I feel like we're finally getting back to the DC Metal kind of era, where like DC Metal, everything kind of linked together, and then we kind of went in these weird directions because Doomsday Clock fell apart. I mean,
I can't wait for the sequel to Death Metal, which is hair metal. It's everybody in leopard skin print, skin
And
tight
then
leotards.
it's Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. Well, we didn't say it was our last death
this
metal
one's a
comic.
Superman centric one.
the whole year of the villain's going on, and then we're gonna go into Death Metal. I wanted to talk about it today, but there's really not a ton to mention yet.
No, we've
Just-
gotten a little bit of a preview. We've gotten some art, and that's about it.
We
Yeah,
got
we got
Wonder
some art-
Woman
and
with
it's
a
gonna be
lasso
it's gonna be a
chainsaw.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sequel.
Superman that is
sweet.
like half Doomsday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Batman on a motorcycle with a scythe
in a trench coat.
and a trench coat.
Yeah.
A
Can never
metal trench coat.
It's obviously gonna be like a dark multiverse crisis, but
It's
what-
going to be related to the fact that in Hell Arisen, we're learning that the dark multiverse has energies that is pretty much the only thing that can combat Perpetua.
Yep, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
And that ties into what's been happening with Tales of the Dark Multiverse.
Yep.
It ties into all the stuff that Sideways and all of those guys were learning a year ago, but that somehow got delayed for a year.
Which apparently
And then they
Sideways
went
is
away.
back in Young Justice.
Which would make sense
I wasn't
because
aware, but it makes
out of
sense,
all
yeah.
of those books, the two that got left in the worst cliffhangers was Sideways with the Dark Multiverse
Yep.
and Tempest. What is his name?
Fuganat.
Fuganat. That was like, oh, you're gonna save the day, and it's like, what happened to that?
Yeah.
And,
It'll make sense for him, too, because he'll just be like, oh, you need that person? Well, I've been in the dark multiverse like 3 times and brought them back before, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'll go grab them.
And he also found the
Just
different Superman and all that
tip
other
me.
stuff over there. But
Yeah.
what was the name of their Hulk? Damage.
Damage.
Damage was left hanging
Damage.
too.
He's still around.
He's
He's
on
on
a
a boat trying to make his way back to the mainland for the past 8 months.
again.
Pretty sure it's a rowboat.
Damn it.
Yeah, pretty sure. It's like, oh, all right, Damage, it's your turn.
This is,
We have an hour, Damage. Go.
this is getting old fast, guys. Oh man, we missed it.
He looped. He's back at the island.
Going around in circles this whole time.
I've only got one oar. That's the problem.
So anyway, yeah. So we got those two. Hopefully they'll be back soon. I don't think anyone else. You were reading Silencer for a long time.
Silencer was fun, but honestly, the entire event Leviathan pretty much erased everything that was to do with the Silencer, because in that it was all about Leviathan being an organization
Yeah.
run by Talia al Ghul, and when they turned it into a person, it kind of nullified everything that happened in that.
Oh, Terrifics is still going too.
Oh yeah, Terrifics is still around.
They just had their annual or whatever.
yeah.
Just came out. I do like this. Damage is either Guts from Berserk, because they had a boat thing for like 5 years, or Gendry from Game of Thrones. Where did Gendry go?
And then he finally just pulls up. Hey, what's up? Remember me from 4 seasons ago?
Can somebody draw me an image of Damage on a rowboat? Just
Honestly, Damage feels very much like Weapon H.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, oh, we could use him. Let's bring him back for a minute.
Okay.
And then we'll put him back on this boat.
Hold on, let's go to the big book of characters we're not using currently.
They'll keep him around.
Weapon H
I
is
wanna
hilarious
see
because
him
he
back.
does show up and you're like, oh my god, it's the Hulk with claws.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and now he's gone.
13-year-old me would love this.
It was a cool character. It was just unfortunate that they decided to make a cool character based on 2 of their most popular characters that people did not want to combine.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all right. Anyway, I think we're going to talk about all that stuff next week, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget, if you want to see more shows like this, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian. We're talking about all things comic books, comic book news, comic book movies, comic books themselves. And you can also find Andy over on his Instagram, Dan over on Twitch, Dan T Streamer. And you can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube,
MySpace.
Patreon, MySpace, Friendster,
It's a good one.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn,
yeah.
Tinder, and Grindr.
I like you pointing me for Tinder and you for Grindr.
I thought he did the other way around.
I thought he did it the other way around.
Oh, I'm looking at it backwards.
Either way,
Hey,
guys,
whatever.
Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you next week right here at Comics Experiment.